Some are at a level of their betting where they can say they're seeing the board well. Others could even say they're red hot. But then you have the level that your friends at the Morning Wager are at right now. Mark Zinno, you and I are doing things that, dare I say, I thought were only possible in fairy tales and stories. Yay to us. I pat you on the
Um,
back. Could you please pat me on the back, sir?
no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to say that I have told the viewers of this show repeatedly there is no other reason to waste your time, energy, and effort on anything else at Wager Talk other than this show. I have told you time and time again, this is the best show. I've told you time and time again, there is no reason to watch any other show, buy from any other show, do anything with any other show other than this one. And yet, there are people who choose to do otherwise to their own detriment. And I can't fix stupid. Okay. So don't be stupid. Hang out with us.
Is the route you're going to take? I'm going to say that people can watch whatever they would like.
No,
However, if you're watching this show, I harbor no ill will towards. I actually like many of the
this has
people.
nothing to do with
Believe it or
ill
not, who
will.
do
This
the
has
other
everything to
shows.
do with being better.
Okay, well,
You
let
know,
me tell you
like
something right now.
Patrick Mahomes harbors no ill will, okay, to like, Andy Dalton. It's just better, right? Josh Allen has no ill will for Jameis Winston. It's just better. We are better. It's not about ill will, just about being better. There you go. Watch more,
Watch
win
more,
more.
win more.
Told you
Now,
hundreds of times.
if you are wondering, if you've been under a rock perhaps for the last 24 hours, why we are in such a joyful mood here on a Wednesday, show was a sweep, a clean sweep yesterday, 3-0. Uh, I don't know about you. I swept the board with my clients yesterday. Nice 5-0 sweep by yours truly, including the $5 best bet on Illinois minus 10. 2 soccer winners, 3 college basketball winners. Seen it well.
We
16-4
ran our Tuesday
the last
record to
7 days.
20-6, BP. Another 5% winner last night with Georgia, baby. Go Dogs.
I jumped on that as well. You had told me what your $5 play was, as everyone knows, you and I speak not just on this program,
Often.
but often throughout the day. And I was sitting yesterday afternoon saying, "Why am I not on Georgia? Why would I not bet Georgia? This is a very good play." So I did. It was a late add to the card, and yep, 5-0 sweep for me. 16-4 last 7 days. Mark, do you have your record off? Dare I ask you to
12
put
and 4
put
the last 7 days. I'm like number 3 this entire month at Wager Talk.
So the last 7 days, folks, to summarize, Mark and I combined are 28-8 with all
Is that good?
books. That's pretty good. And that's for clients.
Okay.
That doesn't even include.
We can stop stroking ourselves now. Let's get to the show. I'm getting tired of this.
You don't like, I'm just feeling pretty
We
good.
did it enough.
I
They got the point. They got the point. They got
Okay.
the point.
All right. So let's see here what we're going to do. We're going to give the people 2 college basketball plays, 1 NBA best bet. If you look back to the show, we did 3 NBA plays on Monday, 3 college hoops plays on Tuesday. It's now a mix here on Wednesday. And you, sir, will be getting us started with a look at San Francisco, Oregon State. I believe this is the last game on the board tonight. So we're going to start at the bottom of the rotation order, the Dons. We love the Dons. We talk about the Dons with great reverence on the program. Usually, though, when we back them, it's at home. They're on the road tonight.
Yes, because they are good at home.
Corvallis. Yes. So you're not playing San Francisco tonight. What is the approach for this game in the West Coast Conference?
I mean, we're going to take an over here in a very low total given these 2 teams here and their offensive output. You look at this Oregon State team, they average 77 points per game on the year, which is a relatively good number, all things considered. This is a St. Mary's team, San Francisco team, same conference, different things. San Francisco team that averages 75, almost 76 points per game. So these are 2 high-level offenses here that really can get up and down and play with a decent amount of pace when you look at it. San Francisco certainly does. Oregon State's pretty efficient on offense, all things considered. Again, both of these offenses are top 100 in adjusted offensive efficiency this year. You talk about San Francisco on the road here, BP. When you look at their last couple of road contests, right? They scored 84 at San Diego. They scored 77 at Gonzaga. They scored 72 at Loyola Marymount. If we throw out St. Mary's, who has the best defense maybe in the nation, you get rid of that game on the road. They still scored 80 at Pepperdine. That's their last 5 road games. So while I don't think they're going to be scoring close to 85 in this game, do we believe they don't get to 70? I don't think that they don't get to 70. I think they absolutely can get to 70. I think they can push 75 here. And I certainly know that the Dons defense isn't exactly a defense that, is locked down by any stretch of the imagination. Oregon State, again, look at them and what they do. You throw out their game against St. Mary's here at home, 79 against Pacific, 82 against Washington State, 83 against Santa Clara, 83 against Pepperdine, 97 against Gonzaga, even though that was an OT, but they easily got to 80 there. They can score at home here. I think we get way too low of a total here, so let's go over $142 here with Oregon State and San Fran.
Over $142 is what the man says as we try to build another sweep here on Wednesday. Smash that like button if you agree with that over. I'm now going to take you to the Big Ten. Penn State at Indiana, Mark. Hoosiers, as you know, coming off the big win over Purdue on Sunday. I know a lot of people watched that game. A lot of people know this. They were down 12, Indiana was, at the half. What a shocking turn of events it was to start that second half. A 30-5 run to open the second half by Indiana. Purdue could not stop turning the ball over. And you consider the magnitude of that game, Zinno. It's a national TV win over their main rival. Just naturally feels like a letdown spot for Indiana, right? No, even if you don't even look at the opponent yet or anything, you just see Indiana, they're off the win against Purdue. It's a letdown spot. On top of that, Indiana's not won back-to-back games since January 8th. And even better, we're getting them as a favorite here. This is the first time Indiana has been favored in any game since January 2nd. Consider when Indiana and Penn State first met back on January 8th, Penn State closed -8, and that game was not played on campus. It was played at the Palestra in Philly. So less than 2 months later, it's nearly a 15-point swing. Yes, Indiana did win the first meeting, 77-71, but Penn State was ice cold from 3 in that game, 13.3%. This is a Penn State team that averages 79.4 points per game for the season. So I don't think it's a stretch to say, Mark, we should expect a much better offensive effort this go around. Penn State's won back-to-back games now. I was on them last Wednesday when they blew out Nebraska. I regretted not being on them over the weekend. They were underdogs at Minnesota. How did we miss that? That was a game Penn State won 69-60. I just think this is too many points for Indiana to be laying after the big win against Purdue. Give me Penn State plus 6.5, my half of the double play to go along with your over in San Francisco, Oregon State.
I like it. I would not Indiana in this spot at all. Like you can't lay 6.5 with Indiana. We're not going to do that at all.
As a matter of fact, we're going to do the opposite, Jerry. Take Penn State plus 6.5. Now, Mark, the good times just keep rolling, man, because we'll get to our best bet in the NBA in just a little bit. But how do we follow up our respective sweeps yesterday? Well, by God, we're each going to have a 5% play on Wednesday at WagerTalk.com. You go first. You've told the people about our various records. Is there anything you would like to add about your max bet here this evening?
5-1 on 5% plays in 2025. 6-1 overall. College hoops plays 5-1. 6-1 overall. We'll stay hot. We'll do our best too. Total of 3 plays up there today. Really like the board. So let's do our best to keep the streak rolling. WTF
talked about a minute ago. You and I combined 28-8 over the last 7 days. We are also a combined 12-3 this year with 5% plays now. And yes, I have a 5% play as well in college hoops, coming off the 5-0 sweep. That's what we do. We also have a play in the English Premier League in the afternoon. I mentioned going 2 for 2 in the EPL yesterday. Mark, when we were talking on the phone yesterday, said, you didn't tell me the plays. I said, I literally said one of them on the show yesterday. He was not listening. For those of you who caught yesterday's show, Mark was, dare I say, over-caffeinated. Had done a lot of radio in the morning, slammed an espresso, and you were on one yesterday. You seem a lot more subdued today, sir.
Yeah. I get you. It's all good. We're in a good spot. I feel good.
Am I interrupting something? Did you have something better going on over there right now?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Just
okay.
checking in on my annual subscriber. Make sure to see that he's okay.
He's doing well. He's got to be smart. What a blossoming relationship this is.
And I love all the people in the comment section, all you
I know.
wise asses.
I was dying yesterday.
How much is a 3-year package? How much is a 10-year package?
10-year.
Oh, don't fight me, okay? I don't need that kind of angst. I told you. Stop messing around. Don't bleep around and find out. That's not what you want to do with this. This is not a bleep around and find out kind of scenario.
Oh, is it that kind of scenario?
I mean, it's what they mean when they say love
this.
bites.
Love bites. 7 hit singles Def Leppard had from that album. Fun fact. We try to inform.
Best
Anyway,
9-arm band in history.
Very good. Very good. I think enough time's passed where we can joke about it. They made enough money. All right.
Is he still alive? For those of you who don't know, Def Leppard's drummer lost his arm in a car accident. So he only had one arm.
He did.
So
it was very impressive.
Yeah, he played the drums
with
one arm.
Where were you when you first learned that Def Leppard's drummer only had one arm? I remember my dad told me that. I was astounded. Pour some winners.
Yes!
They're getting they're feeling their oats behind the scenes as well.
I love it. Pour some winners on me.
My daughter's first grade class sang "Pour Some Sugar on Me" in a little musical thing they had, and I was laughing so hard. I go to Cammy, I'm like, "Are we supposed
Do
to
they know what that means?"
Actually, yes, I know. I was like, does the music teacher not care? Like everyone was rocking out to it. I'm like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that song is not clean.
Oh, it's not about making oatmeal. I'll tell you that much.
No,
all right.
There's no baking involved in "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
You know what? They did something with pour some numbers on me. It was like a play. Now I remember. They were not saying pour some sugar. Yeah, there we go. But it was definitely pour some sugar.
When you first hear Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses, you don't realize who Mr. Brownstone is.
You do, but now, yes. So,
and then you find out when you get older who Mr. Brownstone is.
9 arms, some sugar doesn't make the other one come back. Please click subscribe if you would like more musical knowledge.
If you'd like more music reviews.
yes. If you too would like to do a deep dive into 1987 rock and roll music.
You too. I see what you did there.
And you know what? I can know this off the top of my head. The Joshua Tree did come out in 1987. Wow, I am just a fountain.
Not a big YouTube guy.
Their older work is okay. They got stagnant as time went on.
Really, Can I tell you the most overrated? Can I tell you the most overrated musical artist in history is?
Who?
Bruce Springsteen by a billion miles.
I disagree.
The most overrated musician ever.
I disagree with that.
When your best song is "Santa Claus is Coming to Town," you can't be good.
His best song is not "Santa Claus is Coming to Town."
Absolutely. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to. That's his best song.
I
by
tell
a
you
million
something.
miles. Yeah.
I'll tell you who's coming to town there. Not Santa Claus. That's a Christmas tree with an eggplant. You sounded, when you were doing that, it sounded like Prez doing an impression of Bruce Springsteen there. I know they were talking music on WagerTalk today recently. I
really
think he was not part of that conversation because I don't know. I don't want to get into it. But we will get into our NBA best bet now. Thank you for all sitting through that. Boston Celtics, he had a good run from 75 to 85. Okay, after 85, it kind of petered out. But there you go.
So did the Iranian hostage crisis. Okay,
I think that ended in 80, to be honest. But that's okay. I think it was
between 75 and 85.
Technically, it was. You're right. Okay.
Yes, well, no, not technically, actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you end that? Is that what you're getting at, or were you? Was that before your time in the Army?
I'm just saying, when you talk about good runs in that era, I mean, there was Jimmy Carter, bad stuff happening, and there we go. That's one of his worst songs. You know what the most annoying thing is when people play that song thinking it's patriotic. It is not.
It's not a rah-rah song.
American.
It's not an anti-American song. It's not a rah-rah song.
American. It is not a pro-American song. It's about a pissed-off Vietnam vet who hates America and the way they've treated it.
I don't know if he hates America. I think he's just upset. People can Google that.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
Just saying.
There was a whole story. Reagan.
They play it on patriotic holidays. I'm like, hey, moron! Did you ever read the words? Why don't you just pour some sugar on me at a 4th grade concert, you dumbass?
It was 1st grade, first of all.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I learned how to ice skate. By the way, speaking of my little favorite 1st grader, taught me how to ice skate.
How do we transition to that?
We have because we talked about that last week on the show. We have a Bryan Power physical fitness update. I know now how to ice skate.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Nobody
I
cares.
bring that up, and all of a sudden the peanut gallery is disgusted after we talked about every group under the sun for a 12-year span from 30 years ago. Anyway, 40 years ago. Yes, we will pour some winners on you. And the Boston Celtics, they win a lot in the NBA, do they not, Mark Zinno?
You think?
Yes, they are one of. I think there's only 3 teams that can win the NBA Finals this year: Celtics, Cavs, Thunder. That's the list. No one else is winning the NBA Finals. I like seeing this graphic here. This takes me back. You talk about taking you back to the 80s. Celtics and Pistons. You think about Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. The Pistons have had some lean years recently, Mark.
Yeah.
But they're back. They're in the top 6 in the Eastern Conference. However, we don't think they are ready for this step up in class tonight as the Celtics come calling to the Motor City.
You look at those logos. Apparently, there were 3 things that were overrated in the 80s: the Celtics, Pistons, and Bruce Springsteen. So there is that. Now, as far as the game is concerned, I don't think the Pistons are really ready for this smoke. Look, they have won 7 in a row, and nobody's doubting the impressive season that the Pistons have had. But their 7 wins are against the Philadelphia 76ers, who, according to Bryan Power, should be contracted. The Charlotte Hornets, who stink. 2 against the Bulls, who are bad. A Wembanyama-less San Antonio Spurs, terrible Atlanta Hawks defense, and the LA Clippers. That's who they won 7 in a row against. What happened the last time they played Cleveland, a team equally as good as Boston? They lost. What happened the time they played Cleveland before that? They lost. What happened the 3 times they played Boston before this? They lost. And they lost. I'm not going to overthink this one here. Detroit's a good team. They're young. They're up and coming. They've got a star in Cade Cunningham. They're not good enough to hang with the Celtics. It's way too short of a number. This should be like 6 or 7. So let's take advantage here of a short number with the Celtics. I know Boston has Cleveland on deck, right?
Game Friday.
But honestly, I think Joe Mazzulla looks at this and goes, this is the tune-up we need for the Cavaliers. This is the tune-up we need against this team. Let's go in there and beat the heck out of them. And I would tell you this much too, by the way, it's one of these spots here. You hear me say this all the time, right? Guess what? If they lose this game at Detroit, I'll play on Boston on Friday at home against Cleveland.
Oh, you will.
I will.
I don't know if I don't like that. Anyway, I'll tell you, there was no look ahead from the Cavs last night. They dump trucked Orlando. I'll tell you, when this Cleveland Cavs team is hitting their threes, that is a tough team to beat. Kenny Atkinson, hats off to him, NBA Coach of the Year, in my opinion. But our show best bet for today is the Boston Celtics, as Mark Zinno.
Aren't the Brooklyn Nets smart to let him go, by the way?
It's not smart, actually. But Mark Zinno and I do not believe the Detroit Pistons will be firing on all cylinders tonight.
By the way, I just got a quick notification from the powers that be at WagerTalk. You ready for this? This is comical. And I don't know if somebody on the morning who listens to the morning show did this. I just got a notification that they had to somebody bought a year package from me again, but they did it by mistake, so they had to refund it.
Well, maybe they bought it and then they heard you waving your hands.
No mas. I'm like, good. I don't want another one. I don't need more of you people. Keep your damn year package to yourself.
You are a beauty, Mark. All right.
One of a kind, I guess.
Yes. You didn't. I slid in that Detroit Pistons will not be firing on all cylinders line, and you didn't react. So I'm going to say it again, so you can.
You are working extra.
You're going to do it every day now.
You probably are, and there should be some sort of slap or gong or something that just kind of reminds you that you're being a dumbass.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're just going to, you're going to start now picking teams and games so you could say something stupid and corny. That's exactly what you're going to do. We're going to bet the Seagulls as they soar. That's going to be Bryan Power.
Seagulls soar?
I don't know. I think so.
And Brighton. They call Brighton the Seagulls. I had a winner with them in the Premier League yesterday.
And we'll take the Boise State Bronx as they hope to buck off their opponent.
Talk like that. Anyway, that's it for the show. We've gone all around the sun. Please stop. I'll tell you what, they're tapping out and saying no. Thank you, everyone, for paying attention. By the way, thank you to the person you talked about contacting the WagerTalk powers that be. Thank you so much to the person who reached out to WagerTalk because they relayed the message to Mark and I, who said that this show makes their day each and every day. Even when they're having a down day, we brighten them up. I joke around a lot. I'm sarcastic. It really means a lot to hear that if
By the
we
way,
can legitimately turn around your day, that is really cool.
Can I add one more point while we're happy? We're winning. Sure.
Yes, that is true.
When we suck, we're not. Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
When we suck, we're not happy.
I'll tell you what, if we ever have Joe Ranieri impressed, then I know it's time to retire. All right, everybody, make sure you click subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.
Feels so good, so great with Zinno.